And I play percussion in the 8th grade band. And welcome to the 2017 June band concert. Thank you for joining us for an evening of music, but we just have a few housekeeping requests. Please set your smartphones and electronic devices to airplane mode. The signals and messages sent to and from the cell phones interfere with our microphones and audio recordings. You should be able to access airplane mode from your settings menu in your phone. If you are unsure how to do this, there's probably a teenager in the row who knows. From airplane mode, you are still able to take photos and videos, but your phone will not send or receive messages. Speaking of photos or videos, please refrain from coming up to the stage during the performance to film or photograph your child, as it can be distracting to both performers and audience. We will be happy to pose for photos for paparazzi after the concert. This evening, we invite you to give yourself the gift of a few minutes of music and break from your to-do list by leaving the roles.
The first piece that you'll hear this evening is the Summertime Medley, arranged by our very own local Mitch Makowitz of Max Music, formerly of Max Music, now of retirement fame. And Mitch has arranged this for his students here, and they're going to be our opener.
Hi, my name is Cole Hastings, and I play percussion in the 8th grade band. We're kicking off our cartoon-themed concert with this mega hit by Neil Diamond, performed by the Monkees, and that was rediscovered by millions when it was the upbeat ending of the movie Shrek, and performed by the group Smash Mouth. In 1966, it spent 7 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. It still gets feet tapping today, and we know you'll enjoy our 7th and 8th grade band playing I'm a Believer.
Cami Morano, and I play flute in the 8th grade band. John O'Reilly's composition, The Enchanted Wizard, conjures up magical, thoughtful, and playful images throughout in the 6th grade band feature piece, starting with an andante walking tempo that has an ancient modal sound. It soon breaks into a brisk allegro, fast tempo with a quirky tune that is passed between the sections. Whether you picture Merlin, Dumbledore, Gandalf, the great and powerful Oz, or Harry Potter, we know you'll hear some magic in this piece.
and I play flute in the 8th grade band. Life's Caramel Laughter. Let the fun begin with a zany piece inspired by the music of those wonderfully wacky classic cartoons. You'll hear all the humor, drama, and slapstick action that was musically represented in those incredible soundtracks. Expect the unexpected with sound effects from across the 7th and 8th grade bands, and the clever piece by Robert Sheldon, Crazy for Cartoons.
All right, I have a couple of announcements, and then we'll finish up with our concluding piece, and then I'm told the 8th graders get the microphone after that, which makes me a little nervous. Thank yous first to the families. Thank you for bringing them tonight. Thank you for reminding them to practice. Thank you for paying for their instruments. Thank you for encouraging them to turn in their practice cards and all those other wonderful things that you do for them to make this happen. Band, you may applaud your families. Related to that, if they have not brought in their band uniform yet, would you encourage them to bring those in as soon as possible so we can get our inventory finished? And a few of you got emails about that today, so bring those in, please. If you would check in with them in their Google Classroom, their very last practice card was due last week. You can make sure that they're up to date on practice cards. And there are also some summer music opportunities posted there, including ACE, which is the Acushnet Classical Ensemble, and they meet at Fairhaven High School. Mrs. Young's son, Jeremy Young, who teaches at Fairhaven, is directing the wind ensemble there this summer, so they might have a chance to work with him, which would be very cool. There's a string program being run in town and a bunch of other things that I've put links to on Google Classroom, and a few more might go up there. So if you're looking to avert the problem of I'm bored over the summer, those might help. A few of our private lesson teachers are also here today. Mitch Makowitz, who did that lovely arrangement. If we could applaud Mitch again. Hopefully that will encourage the summer weather to come join us sooner rather than later. Tim Maxwell's around here somewhere, Jerry Shaw, Marty Hartford's another one of our music instructors in town. If you're interested in private lessons, I have all of their contact info. Just shoot me an email and we'll get that right out to you. 8th grade parents. The 8th graders are performing at both award nights on the 19th and the 20th. They are only being honored at one night for their team, but they do need to play the processional both nights because we have students on both teams. On the night that they're not being honored, they just need to play the processional and then they can zip right out after that. So if you would check in with them on those dates, that would be very helpful. I have another announcement for you, and hopefully this will be a little easier than the last time for the parents that are taking the doubleheader today. Practice makes things easier. But we have a big change coming up for next year. Some of you know my husband, Tom Thornton. He grew up in town, played baseball in town, and he's been working on his PhD in cultural anthropology at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland for the last 3 years. It's a long program, it's usually 6 to 7 years, and we've spent the last 3 years living in 2 places. So our daughter Claire and I live here, and Tom lives in Baltimore, and we go back and forth. It works, but it's tricky. Next year is his fieldwork year, which means he will spend a year at his field site collecting data and research for his dissertation. And in this case, his work is observing the work of Christian missionaries and ministers in the maximum security prisons of Atmore, Alabama. A little intense, I know, but the original fieldwork site was South Korea, so this is a big step up. Through a lot of hard work, Tom was able to secure enough grant funding for me to take a 1-year unpaid leave of absence so that our small family can be together full-time for the first time since our 2.5-year-old daughter was born. So I will not be here next year. Thank you for not cheering. So I will not be here next year. I don't know who your long-term sub will be, but I will do everything I can to make that as seamless as possible for you. So 7th graders, I will really miss seeing you next year because you are an outstanding group of musicians and you are making fabulous growth. 6th graders, work hard. I'm coming back. Be ready. And 8th graders, you're leaving me. So we don't need to have any warm fuzzies there. Okay, we're all set. You're leaving me anyway. You'll have to miss me, I'll have to miss you. It's inevitable. Okay, all right. So if you have any questions about the transition, please don't hesitate to ask. You might have a question that makes it easier for me to set things up for the substitute or something like that. Mrs. Young will be here for continuity, so she'll be available if you come up with a question in the in-between. So that's next year. Next, we have Scooby-Doo to be introduced, and that'll be our program closer.
Hello, my name is Shane Korsher and I play trumpet in the 8th grade band. Join the combined 6th, 7th, and 8th grade bands as we tag along with Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, Velma, Daphne, and Freddy in a search of a mystery to solve. This familiar tune has been accompanying the beloved cartoon since the 1960s. It is sure to keep your toes tapping and keep you humming on the way home. Thank you for joining us this evening. We all know you'll enjoy Scooby-Doo.
The low brass section has asked that I point out that they have the melody partway through, which is unusual for the low brass, so they're very excited. Miles asked me 4 times, so they have listen for them.
I'm an 8th grader, and for these past 3 years, Miss Thornton has been our band teacher, and she has put up with a lot. I mean, you don't understand. But on behalf of all the 8th grade, we just wanted to say thank you, and sort of farewell, and we wanted to just give you this as a bye.
So they are going to put away their instruments safely in the cafeteria. Then they're going to make their way back here and help put the furniture back in the 3 music classrooms. Percussionists are going to put all of their instruments and auxiliary percussion away carefully, and then they'll be ready to go. Thank you very much.